Okay, today is December 12th, 22. Uh, I do these recordings not only to have video statements to send to the FBI headquarters, Department of Justice, and other police departments. They already should know, well, the local police know. But that way they not only have my written statement, they have a video statement of keeping basically a video library of where, when, how, who was involved, and where to find them. Um, but yeah, today is December 12th, 22. I went uh, to go somewhere. I wasn't feeling well, and I came home. Um, and people were following me again today, and so I'm rambling. I'm playing. Part of the reasons I do the tapes, I get tired of repeating myself. From being in protective custody, the only ones that should see me and hear me are police and investigators and agents. Nobody else. When you're in protective custody, they don't tell. You can tell if you want. It's who you feel comfortable. But selling police information is 13 years in federal prison. But they sold a login to a protected home custody case and then kept up in the ante. They keep selling the login. And they sold it for $25 a pop, like they talked about on Walmart for Christmas 18. And they sold it to regular people. So it's common knowledge, and it's not just in this town, it's all really far off. I had a 2 mile long brigade when they were really hot and heavy trying to kill me. So going forward, but there was a lady in the apartment building for me. She walked out with her kids, and she's like, I'm not interested in this. I found out how much money they stole from her. Because I keep talking about the witness protection program money. They didn't steal it from me, lady. They stole it straight from the vets. I never got it. See, to be in a witness protection program, the only requirements is that you are part of a violent crime or a witness of a violent crime, and you witness for the government against somebody worse. That's it. Your testimony. Nothing else. And then all of a sudden, they agree to protect you for your testimony. What happens? And they put you in a witness protection program. There's several different ones. All right. You get the $5,000 a month, which is 60 grand a year. You get free housing, free medical, and free living expenses. And it's so that you can live your life of peace and that you can, without retaliation, intimidation, and harm. And you get 24-hour police protected custody at home. That's where those officers come up and talk about carrying around the house, day case, because they take turns. Okay. My one friend, he's a sheriff, and he's related to somebody important. He mentioned him, and we were friends before that. And he told me, he said, you should be very flattered that all those officers were willing to help watch you at home or follow you or, take and protect you when you were out. I said, it's actually embarrassing. He said, well, you should be honored and very flattered that they took their own time. I said, when I got home, I said I was alone, and I know my home's bugged, and they take turns watching me. And I have always told them that I was humbly grateful. And that, because I wouldn't be alive for the ones that chased people off in Walmart. I had 6 stalkers surrounding me. The other ones that encased me with a car, I wouldn't be alive. That church tried to kill me. And for my ex-husband to get everything, he was dating Katie. Some of the investigators came up and told me. And he was originally trying to kill me to have her. She owns a dairy farm, and she's rich, so he'd still get everything and go off with her. It's an occult. And then that weird Vega getting even with me for getting well of the year. His kid died 20 years ago. He's mentally ill and a millionaire. And yeah. And how dare I get something good happen to me while he's grieving a few months later. It's a cult. It's a severe cult. And then he goes up there and he hits me with a board. He goes off and he meets this Michelle and that agent from out of his area and the retired Judge Pete, their friends, family, da 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 da. And they're already got their own little scam victimizing people from the witness protection program. And where Dave had told them that he was trying to get me killed, they kicked in my door within 3 more days. They start stalking me, date rape, drugging me, lying to people. They have sodium pentothal reports, photoshopping shower scene as juvenile and asinine. That's why that Eric, November 1822, Walmart 62, between 2 and 6 p.m. by the front door, by the hair salon. Big old camera right above him with the tape and audio, and one in the hair salon, him screaming confession that all the tapes before were him and not me, and that he did it for everybody to fall for. Ha 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 ha. And some guy's like, well, if it's just you, I could even fix it. He said, I know it's that bad, and they still fell for it. They still helped out. Ha 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 ha. Full confession. That's November 1822, 2 to 6 p.m., Walmart 62, by the hair salon, under tape and audio. The nurse that took care of me with food poisoning, November 24, 22, at Mercy Medical in the evening. I was talking to a lady, and I think it was that lady officer, that outside my room, tape and audio, and Mercy Medical, that they all heard that Eric made fun of them for falling for this. Well, yeah, they have all helped embezzle federal funds from the federal government. They didn't steal it from me. It's like somebody in the Social Security office, and instead of directing it to someone's account, they just put it in their own account. Who did they steal it from? The Social Security office. These people stole straight from the federal government. I found out some guy in town said that they were threatening him because he took some money, that if they told, he'd go to jail. It's like, tell. The police aren't interested in you for taking that money. It's like you didn't know they stole it. You took the money, and you need to tell them how much they gave you, who gave it to you, and you witness against them. And write it up. They will not prosecute you for taking money for this. But if you take the money and you knew it was from the federal government and from the witness protection program, and you don't say they gave it to you and they link it back to you, you're in a lot of trouble. You have to tell. And then they just say, thank you for your testimony, we're not interested in you. But if they think you're part of the embezzlement group, yeah, they're going to arrest you. But if you took it just being a pawn, you tell them, because they'll find out anyways. And you need to think, that's where because you're witnessing for the government, they also give you diplomatic immunity, that you can't be legally processed for anything again, or because you already are in police protected custody, and the government cut a deal with you that they'll protect you for the rest of your life. That's in your police protected custody for the rest of your life, so you can't get prosecuted, so they can't pull a fast one. And yeah, that's where that agent said, nothing legally stated dated against you again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always pull it back to the traffic ticket, even when it's over, and we'll always put it back as if it never happened, and only for you would we do this for. And see, that's where the Department of Justice, you cannot be criminally processed for anything again once you're in the witness protection program. That money, the requirement to be in there is be a victim or a witness of a violent crime, that the government takes your testimony and then puts you in protected custody for witnessing against those people. Then it's for life. You get home police protected custody. You get the $60,000 a year to live on, the $5,000 a month that he promised me. You get free housing, free medical, and free living expenses, so that people cannot kill you for telling on them. And they can't retaliate, intimidate you, or harm you. And then you can't be legally processed, so they can't try to pull a fast one. See, they even lied, like I said, on my sons. And my one son, why on earth would anybody say anything, you did anything wrong? And they were lying that he was helping them. And him and his wife are like, what are you, as if you do anything wrong. They would be Pinocchios, and they better have extra pants, because their pants would burst into flames. And they're sitting there defending me. And I started laughing, because I'm thinking, they have been telling that for years, that they were helping Dave and them, and they knew nothing. Nothing. They lied on my other kids. They lied on everybody. I just looked at them, and when people realize they know nothing, and that it's just Michelle's family, that agent that called me back, like they said, November 24, 22, and I think it was a lady officer in there talking to them, nurse that was taking care of me, we all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for this. Well, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying, that when she wasn't. Found out those many of them ran experiments on her. And I told them they better not have permanent damage because of this. And I found out it's so bad, nobody's even ever said anything bad about her before. It's actually that bad, and nobody better ever be mean to her again. Well, see, that's where they said in Walmart and Walgreens that my family spoke highly of me before. They even said it from my old client last year right for Christmas in Walgreens, Massillon. And then they said at Walmart, 62, her family spoke highly of her. June 23rd to July 4th of 21, by the panel, to investigators, what are these people talking about? We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anybody. And the shower scene people, they lied on that. That's where that Eric's laughing at it, that all the tapes before were him and not me. Ha, 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 ha. And yeah, my kids knew nothing. People have talked around me. The police said that if they would have even known any of this, they would have went to jail. Well, yeah, it's accessory to somebody stalking somebody, attempted kidnapping with drugs and kidnapping, and to extort money, photoshopping a shower scenes asinine of washing and juvenile. That's why they're laughing at these people for falling for it. Just think, I'm probably not the only victim, and most people in the witness protection program are couples or families. So think of a young couple or an older couple witnessing against somebody. They now get $10,000 a month for them, just in funds, without their living expenses, without their thing, and they're raping them, torturing them, and bullying them to stay quiet. What about a couple with 2 kids? Then they got $20,000. They got a racket going. They're setting themselves up to be billionaires. Where that lady yelled out they stole all that money from her, they didn't steal it from me, lady. I never got it. They stole it straight out of the Federal Reserves. Just like if they stole somebody in the Social Security office, stole it straight out of the Social Security office, and the person that was supposed to get Social Security never got it, they didn't steal it from that person. They stole it from the Social Security office. They stole it from the federal government. Just like these people stole it straight out of the Witness Protection Program. They have been saying clear out to PA. I went there a week ago Tuesday with my day group, and they said the lady walked out with another kid that looks like Ludic, said, it's sick what's going on. And he said, I know, my dad feels bad about everything. He realizes it is just them stealing money from this case. Just like December 2nd, 22, Wendy's Alliance, between 11 and 12:30, you can have my day have there. A guy working the case for a long time, he comes in and he says, I sit down and they have tape and audio in there. You can watch him turn around, look at me, and point. That's the one that church tried to have killed. He said yes. He said, I heard she didn't get a dime out of this. He said she didn't, and she's been out working, trying to make ends meet. And she's working all the time. He said it's that one guy from the case stealing every dime from it since day one. And everybody knew it, and nobody said a word. It's an agent that called me back, that bullied me into saying I was lying when I wasn't, under a threat of arrest. The one that told on me the night before, and a Stark County sheriff verified it. The one that looks like the guy from the cooking show, he's actually a Stark County sheriff. Hamer pointed out the wrong guy while he was screaming at Dave. Yeah, him and that retired judge have a little racket. They're terrorizing people in the Witness Protection Program and stealing the money before they even get it. Then having people help out. Like I said, there's usually couples and people with children. Or there could be a little old lady, a little man. They could be raping, torturing all of them to bully them into staying quiet and make them make it their own way while people hurt them. Well, they pocket all the money. It's a big racket they're pulling. The Witness Protection Program had $958 billion, not million, $1 billion to protect people like me from people like this. And yeah, they stole $300,000 from my case alone. They're setting themselves up to be billionaires. If somebody doesn't stop them, hard telling how many people before me or they're running the same scam at the same time. They already yelled at November 11th, 22, about 10 o'clock in the morning in Massillon. It's that one idiot from the case stealing everything that she had in life. It's the only thing going on and exactly what's going on. Just like I was in Five Below last Thursday with my day group. Some women walk in. We told Judge Pete they heard a lot bad like this just to steal money from the case. They better make it right. Everybody's talking clear out to Pennsylvania, to everywhere, about Massillon. alliance that it's just them stealing money from the case. And they stole it straight from the federal government and are continue to steal. As long as I live, they will be $5,000 to $10,000 into their dirty pocket every month straight from the federal government. They don't want the people that took the money. They want your testimony against them for embezzling straight from the federal government. Who had access to it? The agent that called me back. My one friend that worked at the prosecutor's office, we had trouble in Stark County with people taking backdoor deals. I said, what's that? He said they basically slipped in a back door. They were victimizing victims and for money. And they were letting people get killed for money. And he said, and the prosecutor's office had to fix it. He said, and it was happening, agents and officers were letting it happen. And it was happening a lot. And the prosecutor's office had to fix it. See, police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. They have to speak to everyone before they start. It's the Fourth Amendment. You have a right to be safe and secure in your own home. You also have a right to remain quiet. Fifth Amendment, sixth, to an attorney, seventh, to a fair court trial, bail, and bond, eighth, not to be mistreated, and a freedom of speech. See, that agent can't say, if you tell someone, oh, unless you're crazy, no one can help you. He can't add to the rules. The rules are only that the government agrees to protect you for your witness in a case that is bad enough that they had to protect you. And then they put you in the protected custody. That's where the officers talk about Karen around the house state case, September 27th, 18. They found the custody case November 6th, 22 at Central Baptist, and people came in, Karen's okay anymore. We found the court order for the a protected custody case. And the guys talking to her said, no, the agent that called her back is the one that actually told on her. An officer verified he seen him do it the night before she called him back. Oh, my Lord, and they walked out. They also know he bullied me into saying I was lying when I wasn't, under a threat of arrest. They know those idiots ran experiments on me. And they know that they stole money from the case since day one. Everybody needs to be on FBI, submitted to help Karen, pull their other cases, see how many other people they're embezzling straight from the federal government. They didn't steal the money from me. They stole it straight from the federal government. I never received it. Like I said, it's like somebody in the Social Security office where they're supposed to set up new Social Security accounts, taking the account money and put it straight in theirs. They didn't steal it from that person. They stole it from the Social Security office. These people stole straight from the Witness Protection Program. Everybody, FBI submitted, tip department. Oh, I sent this to the Department of Justice. I have been. And, all they have to do is pull that case. And somebody needs to get down here from out of this area, because that guy said they've always knew, and that's why nobody will talk to me. It's been that one man stealing from the case, the agent that called me back. That makes them accessory if they don't do it. I actually called the FBI hotline. We'll have an agent call you back. Because I had 2 Perry police reports of attempts on my life, days, the main subject. The other one's linked back to that church. I had someone impersonating me, and I had 3 witnesses of them saying that they were going to kill me in a mall. See, I called the hotline, and that agent already started committing all these crimes, and he was part of all this, and so that he could embezzle from the federal government, and they need to get him, because I never got it. They didn't steal from me. They stole from the federal government and are continually. See, I never got it. So, because I didn't get it, it came straight from the feds. Just like if they stole straight from the Social Security office. Because they're the only ones that can touch it. It's the agent that called me back. Michelle's family and friends.